This video is about Thor and Asgard'S Frosty realm fights, but Loki unleashes a betrayal from within. If this myth excites you, please like the video, share it with friends, and write in the comments how it pulled you into the adventure. In the heart of Asgard, the shimmering halls gleamed under the golden light of the Bifrost. A kingdom of glory, ruled by the mighty Odin, held the spirits of warriors and gods alike. Yet a chill loomed over its grandeur. In the icy grip of a distant realm, frost giants conspired, clothed in shadows and malice, plotting their revenge against the golden halls above. Thor, the god of thunder, stood upon the balcony of the grand hall, his chestnut beard billowing in the frigid winds. The howling of the storm echoed, not just outside, but within as well. He sensed a disturbance in the air, as if the very fabric of destiny was shifting. His grip tightened around Mjolnir, a legendary hammer forged from the heart of a dying star. "Brother, the winds speak of war," said Balder, the Radiant. His eyes, like the morning sun, were clouded with worry. "The frost giants grow restless. They thirst for vengeance against our kind, for the defeat they suffered at our hands ages past. I will crush them beneath my boot." Thor roared, the very stones of Asgard trembling with his fervor. "They will know the might of a god when they come to claim what they think is theirs." But unknown to them, Loki, the trickster god, stood in the shadows, a sinister smile curling upon his lips. He had long been the architect of chaos, a puppeteer pulling the strings of fate. As he listened to Thor's fervent declarations, a spark of treachery ignited in his heart, a plan as cold and cunning as the frost giants themselves began to take form. Why not let them come? Loki whispered to himself, his voice a silken thread in the clamor of the hall. Let them believe they stand a chance against the storm that is Thor, but it is I who shall stir the tempest that brings them low. As the days passed, Thor prepared for battle. Warriors from all corners of Asgard answered his call. They donned shining armor, bearing the sigils of their families, each a testament to honor and bravery. The air was thick with the scent of oil and iron, and the echoes of clanging metal rang throughout the forge as new weapons were crafted in anticipation of the coming storm. Despite the fervor of their preparations, a shadow loomed over them. Loki, cloaked in deceit, wandered through the assembly, sowing seeds of doubt among the warriors. "What if your bravery is foolishness?" he asked a young warrior named Eirik, his voice a soft poison. "What if Thor leads you into a trap?" Eirik, a fierce but naive soul, felt the words burrow into his mind. "But he is our god. He would never betray us," he replied, though uncertainty flickered in his eyes. "Would he not?" Loki's smile widened. "Consider the truth. Thor has long been burdened by the weight of his own legend. In battle, he seeks glory more than loyalty. Think carefully, dear Eirik." Thus, through a web of lies, Loki began to unravel the fabric of unity among the Asgardians. Distrust bloomed like a dark flower, and whispers of betrayal danced like shadows in the night. At dawn, Thor led his warriors through the shimmering gate of the Bifrost, the bridge that connected Asgard to the distant, frozen realm of Jotunheim. The portal exploded with light, and as they stepped through, an icy wind smothered them like a blanket of frost. The land sprawled before them, a vast expanse of glistening snow and jagged ice. Towering mountains loomed ominously in the distance, their peaks carving into the sky like the teeth of a great beast. Thunder rumbled in the heavens as Thor raised Mjolnir, calling forth the storm. "Frost giants!" Thor bellowed, his voice resonating through the biting air. "Come forth and meet your doom." A deep laughter echoed back a grotesque mockery that sent shivers through the hearts of the bravest warriors. From the shadows, the frost giants emerged, colossal figures adorned in armor of ice and bone. Their skin glistened like freshly fallen snow, and their eyes burned with a cold fire, reflecting an ancient hatred. Thor, the leader of the giants, Ymir, called out, his voice a low rumble. "You seek war, then war you shall have." The battle began, a tempest of clashing steel and the cries of warriors. Thor charged into the fray, swinging Mjolnir with ferocious might. Lightning crackled and arched across the sky, illuminating the chaos around him. He fought like a whirlwind, his blows echoing like thunder, sending giants sprawling across the battlefield. But unbeknownst to Thor, Loki lingered at the edge, watching with gleeful malice. He knew his time was near. The chaos of battle masked his movements, and he slipped away from the fray, weaving through the snow like a shadow until he reached the heart of the frost giant's lair. Inside, surrounded by the glacial walls that whispered ancient secrets, Loki found the source of their power, the heart of winter, a crystal pulsing with frost and magic. With a swift motion, he grasped the heart, feeling its cold energy coursing through him, awakening the dormant chaos within. "Now, let the true betrayal begin," he laughed, his voice echoing eerily in the icy chamber. Back in the battlefield, Thor sensed a waning of strength among his warriors. Stand strong, he roared, but doubt had crept into their hearts. Eirik, caught in the web of Loki's deceit, hesitated, unsure whether to strike or flee. Why do we fight? He cried out, his voice quaking. Is Thor truly our leader, or are we mere pawns in his quest for glory? The words spread like wildfire among the ranks. The once unified warriors faltered, glancing at each other with uncertainty. Thor, witnessing the division, felt a storm of rage and anguish surge within him. Do not let his words poison your hearts. We are gods and warriors, bound by honor. Fight for Asgard. Fight for each other. Thor implored, but the rising winds of doubt drowned his plea. In the heat of the battle, unseen by all but Loki, the ground began to tremble. The heart of winter pulsed with a dark power, this energy surging outward like tendrils of ice. Suddenly, the frost giants found renewed strength, their forms shifting and swelling, as if the very essence of winter itself was infusing them with power. Loki, bellowed Ymir, sensing the shift. You betray your own kind. But Loki was beyond their reach now, a master of his own fate. I do not betray, he sneered. I simply seek the truth in chaos. As the frost giants surged with newfound vigor, they struck back with unrelenting fury. Thor fought valiantly, but with each blow he dealt, a growing despair clawed at his heart. The warriors around him faltered, and the tide of battle turned against them. With thunder crashing and lightning splitting the sky, Loki reveled in the chaos, knowing he had successfully broken the bonds of brotherhood. Let them fight and fall, for from these ashes I shall rise as the true god of mischief, the master of destinies. But as the battle raged, Thor's spirit flickered with the light of resolve. He refused to yield to despair, even as the shadows of betrayal cloaked his warriors. I shall not surrender, he roared, raising Mjolnir high, summoning the fury of the storm. In that moment, destiny turned its eye upon Thor. The winds howled, the skies darkened, and thunder roared as he unleashed a bolt of lightning that split the heavens. It struck the heart of winter, igniting a cataclysm of power that sent ripples through the battlefield. The explosion of energy fractured the ice around them, sending frost giants tumbling. The tides of battle shifted once more, but the cost weighed heavy on Thor's heart. He had not only fought against the frost giants, but against the very doubts that Loki had sown within their ranks. As the storm raged, Thor knew he faced a deeper battle than mere giants. It was a struggle against betrayal itself. Little did he know that Loki, hidden within the shadows, watched with a glint of triumph. The threads of destiny interwove, and the true test of honor was yet to unfold. Would Thor rise as the beacon of unity in the face of treachery, or would Loki as betrayal plunge Asgard into eternal winter? The echoes of the past and the cries of the present merged into a chilling symphony as the fate of gods and mortals hung in the balance, calling for a new melody of heroism. And so, the saga continued, unfolding under the frigid skies of Jotunheim, where betrayal was a constant companion, and the clash of destiny loomed large on the horizon. The winds whispered of sacrifices yet to come, and the hearts of warriors beat like drums, heralding a legendary tale that was only just beginning. The storm raged on, the battle waging fiercely as lightning illuminated the chaos. Thor, amidst the swirling snow and clashing steel, felt the weight of his warriors' despair pressing upon him like an encroaching frost. He had one chance to set things right. With Mjolnir crackling, he summoned the storm-s fury, roaring defiantly against the rising tide of treachery. Valiant souls of Asgard, hear my call. His voice boomed over the cacophony of battle. We stand not just against the frost giants, but against the dark whispers that seek to divide us. We are bound by honor, forged by blood. His words, like the thunder above, sought to rouse the dormant courage within his warriors. Eirik, a young man swayed by Loki as vile seeds, looked up, the flicker of uncertainty still haunting him. Yet, as he gazed into the eyes of Thor, his unwavering resolve, something shifted. Stand with me, Thor bellowed, his golden hair whipping in the gale. Fight for family, for Asgard, for all that we hold dear. For a heartbeat, the battlefield hesitated. Warriors looked to one another, the bonds of shared history igniting anew, igniting flickers of courage against the dark. Eirik raised his weapon defiantly, a surge of newfound strength coursing through him. For Asgard, he shouted, rallying those around him. With a roar of thunder, Thor charged back into the fray, Mjolnir alight with lightning. He swung with a force that shattered the air, sending frost giants sprawling, their icy hearts quaking at the power of his wrath. By my hammer, we shall see the dawn again, he vowed, striking down Ymir's kin, becoming the tempest that forged destiny anew. Yet, even as the battle raged, Loki's laughter echoed coldly in the distance, a serpent's hiss amid the clash of steel. He stood in the heart of the winter lair, the heart of winter pulsing in his grasp, an embodiment of raw, ancient chaos. The energy of the crystal surged through him, awakening his darker ambitions, and he could sense the frost giants rallying, empowered by his treachery. Let the heroes fall. Loki chortled, his eyes glittering with malevolence. I shall weave a tale that will be sung for ages. The god of mischief shall reign supreme. Back in the battlefield, Thor felt the tremors of doubt begin to dissipate as his warriors rallied around him. They fought as one, their laughter and shouts of valor rising above the discord, like a chorus of hope in the face of despair. Yet a shadow still loomed, lingering with insidious intent. Through the din of battle, Thor caught glimpses of Loki's nefarious work. The frost giants surged forward, invigorated by the dark magic bestowed upon them. What trickery is this? Thor growled, his heart tightening as he recognized Loki's treachery in the chaos. Brothers, gather your strength as he roared, cutting through the growing despair. We must sever the connection to their power. Who among you will follow me to the heart of their lair? Eirik stepped forward. I will, my god. I see now the darkness that sought to divide us. I fight for honor, for Asgard. You are brave, Eirik, Thor replied, a spark of pride igniting within him. Bravery is forged in the fires of adversity. As they carved through the relentless frost giants, they reached the edge of their lair, where the shadows writhed like a living creature. The air was thick with cold magic, turning the atmosphere into a realm of solid dread. Yet Thor forged ahead, an unyielding light against the encroaching darkness. Find the source. Thor called out to his warriors. The heart of winter must be destroyed. But as they entered the icy chamber, the air crackled with tension. Loki stood amidst the swirling frost, a dark halo of power surrounding him, eyes burning with malice. You think you can shatter the essence of winter? He taunted, his voice echoing like a haunting melody. You are but moss, drawn to the flame of your own destruction. With a swift motion, he raised the heart of winter high, and the chamber shuddered with its power. Tendrils of ice slashed out, ensnaring the warriors who dared approach. Embrace the chaos. Loki screamed, thrusting the heart toward Thor. Let it consume you. Loki? Thor shouted, fear igniting within him. You betray us all for your own vanity. There is no chaos without order, and you will see the consequences of your actions. With a roar, Thor summoned the storm once more, the lightning dancing across Anjalnir as he hurled it toward Loki. The god of mischief dodged, but not without suffering a graze, the energy coursing through him, igniting a flicker of fear in his eyes. Fool, you underestimate the power of chaos. Loki spat, yet the tremor in his voice betrayed his unease. He pushed the heart's power outward, a wave of frigid energy crashing against Thor and his warriors. They staggered, the cold seeping into their bones, but Eirik stood firm, gritting his teeth against the chill. We will not yield, he shouted, rallying the others. For every strike against us, we strike back harder. With renewed vigor, they combined their strength, urging their bodies forward against the onslaught. Thor's voice rang through the chamber, powerful and resolute. We will break your spell, Loki, you are no god, you are but a shadow. In that moment, the storm outside intensified, echoing the tempest within. Thor charged forward again, and the world around him faded, narrowing his focus to Loki in the heart of winter. This ends now. As he reached Loki, the two gods collided in a clash of titans, thunderous blows reverberating through the icy hall. Anjalnir struck true, Loki countered with a wave of frost, each combat embodying their essence, one tempestuous as the storm, the other cunning like a serpent. The heart pulsed violently, drawing forth the energies of winter, but Thor, drawing strength from the unity of his warriors, countered with his own magic lightning arcing from Anjalnir, igniting the air with a blinding glow, pushing against the encroaching cold. In the chaos of their struggle, cracks began to form within the heart of winter, the energies clashing violently, causing a rift that echoed the tumult of their battle. You cannot defeat the darkness within me. Loki sneered, twisting his body, but Thor's wrath surged forth like a tidal wave. Then let us see which of our wills is stronger. Thor roared, and with one final lunge, he thrust Anjalnir directly into the heart of winter. A cataclysmic explosion of energy erupted, enveloping the chamber in a blinding light. The heart shattered into 1,000 shards, casting an icy rain across the battlefield. The air crackled with a surge of power, the frozen tendrils receding as the frost giants fell back, the connection severed. Thor stood against the tempest, his heart pounding, the echoes of battle dimming around him. The warriors of Asgard rallied, their strength returning, fighting back against the remnants of the frost giants. Eirik, emboldened, struck down a giant looming above him, glory sparking a fierce pride. But even as victory seemed within reach, Loki, grappling with the remnants of his own power, began to fade into the shadows. This is not the end, brother, he hissed, his voice laced with bitterness. You may have won today, but chaos shall rise again. Then let chaos come. Thor shouted, defiance burning in his heart. For we shall stand united against it. And as the frost giants retreated into the distance, the sun began to break through the clouds, warming the icy realm. The warriors of Asgard stood victorious yet weary, their bonds stronger for having faced the darkness together. Though Loki had slipped through the grasp, the lesson remained etched into the hearts of those who fought. They had endured treachery and doubt, had faced the tempest of chaos, and emerged with newfound resolve. In the heart of Jotunheim, the tale of their struggle would be told for ages, a reminder that even amid betrayal, honor and unity could prevail. As Thor looked upon his warriors, he felt the weight of destiny lift, knowing that they would continue to stand together, shoulder to shoulder against the storms to come. "Let us return to Asgard," he cried, raising Mjolnir triumphantly. "And let our legend be etched among the stars." And with that, they turned back toward the shimmering Bifrost, their hearts alight with the promise of hope, the saga of gods shaping their destiny through the trials of betrayal, courage, and indomitable spirit. The echo of Thor's name would ring through the ages, a beacon against the darkness, inspiring generations to come. As the golden light of the Bifrost shimmered before them, Thor felt a surge of triumph mingled with exhaustion. The battlefield behind them was a scarred testament to the struggle, the icy remnants of the frost giants scattered like forgotten dreams. Yet, even as the warmth of Asgard beckoned, a chill lingered in Thor's heart. "Victory tastes sweet but leaves a bitter aftertaste," he murmured to himself, recalling Loki's menacing laughter that had echoed in the depths of their conflict. The trickster god had escaped, slipping through their fingers like smoke, leaving behind a tangle of unanswered questions and a resolve yet to be forged. As they crossed the threshold of the Bifrost, the golden bridge glowing with radiant energy, Balder approached Thor, his expression a mixture of concern and admiration. "Brother, though we have triumphed, the shadow of Loki looms large. He will return, and with him, chaos." Thor nodded, the weight of their battle etched into his brow. "I know, Balder, trust is a fragile thread, and he has frayed it at will, but we must remain united. We have proven ourselves stronger together." The warriors of Asgard, weary yet emboldened, stepped onto the snowy grounds of their homeland. The sun bathed the fields in a golden hue, and for a moment, they could breathe freely. Thor raised Mjolnir, and cheers erupted, a thunderous roar of appreciation that echoed throughout Asgard, reaching even Odin's throne. Yet beneath the cheers, an insidious debt nestled in the hearts of warriors. Eirik, who had once stood paralyzed by Loki's poison, felt a lingering uncertainty. What if it was not Loki who sowed discontent but our own willingness to doubt? What if we are our own worst enemies? He pondered aloud, his voice carrying a weight of despair. Thor's gaze sharpened, his heart aching for the young warrior's struggle. "Eirik, do not let the shadows claim you. It is our choices, our actions that define us, not the whispers of chaos. Stand with honor. Let it guide you, for it is within you." "But what if the seeds of betrayal grow in my heart?" Eirik asked, his voice quivering, reflecting the fear of many. "What if I falter again?" "Then you rise again," Thor declared, his voice resonating with a strength that cut through doubt like lightning. "We are not defined by our failures, but by our resolve to stand tall, to face our darkest fears." As they ventured further into Asgard, the air thickened with tension. They approached the great hall, where Odin awaited, his presence commanding despite the flickering shadows that danced upon his face. "Thor," Odin began, his voice a deep rumble that resonated through the hall. "You have fought bravely, as is your duty, but the heart of the chaos remains untouched. Loki's betrayal will not end with mere escape." Thor stepped forward, and Mjolnir resting heavily in his grip. "Father, we will find him. We will bring justice to his chaos and ensure that the bonds of Asgard are never broken again." Odin studied his son, the weight of ages in his gaze. "The road ahead is fraught with peril. Loki's path twists like a serpent, and his chaos may draw upon dark alliances far older than even the frost giants." Balder interjected, "Then we must act swiftly. We cannot allow him to gather strength. If unity falters, Asgard may yet face its doom." Thor's heart ignited with determination. "Let us gather the warriors, forge our plan. We will hunt him down, and together, we shall crush the chaos he seeks to unleash." As the council convened, the walls of the hall echoed with the voices of warriors. Each shared tales of bravery and misfortune, their hearts igniting with the spirit of resilience. Yet the spectre of doubt haunted the edges of their discussions, a reminder of Loki's treachery and the fragile bonds that held them together. Days passed as they scoured the realms, venturing into territory fraught with danger. Thor led his warriors through the wilds of Midgard, where fearsome beasts roamed and whispers of ancient magic brushed against their senses. Each encounter challenged their unity, forcing them to confront their fears, their doubts. One day, deep in the forest, they encountered a monstrous guardian, a fearsome creature born of shadows and flame, its eyes burning with an ancient rage. The monster lunged at them, claws like daggers tearing through the air. "Stand together," Thor roared, raising Mjolnir high. "We fight as one." The warriors rallied, their training ignited by the thrill of battle. Eirik found his footing, striking with newfound confidence as he parried the monster's blows. "For Asgard," he bellowed, his voice a battle cry that echoed through the trees. As the creature fell, defeated by their combined strength, Eirik turned to Thor, heart racing. "I felt it, the bond we forged, it is stronger than doubt." Sensing the shift in energy, Thor smiled. "And so it shall be. Together, we are unbreakable." Yet, in the depths of their journey, the shadows continued to loom. Loki, hidden within the folds of dark magic, watched their every move from the recesses of the realms. "Foolish warriors," he sneered, plotting his next play. "They believe they can snuff out the chaos that runs through their veins." With a flick of his wrist, Loki summoned a tempest of shadows. "Let the games begin," he whispered, releasing dark creatures born of nightmares, sent forth to test the resolve of the warriors. The beasts that emerged were twisted reflections of their deepest fears, clawing at the edges of their minds. As they faced these manifestations, Thor could feel the tension rising. "Do not falter," he urged, Mjolnir crackling with energy. "These are but shadows, stand firm." Warriors fought with every ounce of their strength, but the darkness clawed at their hearts, whispering lies of betrayal and doubt. Eirik's voice wavered as he faced a creature that mirrored his own hesitations. "What if I am not worthy?" he cried, stumbling back. "Now, you are worthy!" Thor shouted, his voice echoing over the cacophony. "Your fear does not define you. Let honor be your shield." With renewed resolve, Eirik surged forward, striking the creature down. A chorus of victory spread through the warriors, their unity reaffirming the bonds that had once been tested. They fought fiercely, their shadows dissipating like mist before the dawn. But Loki watched from afar, his expression darkening. They grow stronger, but they cannot withstand the weight of destiny forever. Days turned to weeks, their search relentless. Battle after battle honed their resolve, but the specter of Loki lingered, slicing through the camaraderie they had built. The turning point came one stormy night when the winds howled like lost souls. They camped beneath the stars, but the air was thick with tension. Eirik sat apart from the others, wrestling with the doubts that still clawed at his mind. "What if I fail them again?" he whispered, his heart heavy. Thor approached, sensing the turmoil within him. "Eirik, the path of a hero is not free of doubt. It is how we rise again after every fall that defines our strength." Eirik looked up, the flicker of hope igniting within him. "You stand as my beacon, Thor. I will not let darkness claim me again. Together, we shall crush any darkness that dares challenge us," Thor declared, raising Mjolnir high, the sparks illuminating the night sky. Across the realms, Loki stirred, sensing the resurgence of their unity. "Let them come," he hissed, eyes gleaming with malice. "They will regret underestimating the chaos I wield." As dawn broke, the warriors prepared for what they knew would be the final confrontation. They ventured into Loki's domain, a twisted realm of shadows and ice, where the very ground pulsed with dark magic. "Brace yourselves," Thor commanded, heart racing with the weight of destiny. "This is where we face his chaos." Within the depths of the icy lair, they found Loki awaiting, surrounded by a swirling storm of darkness. "Fools, you think you can extinguish the chaos that courses through the veins of every god," he sneered, raising the heart of winter, its cold energy crackling around him. Thus stepped forward, Mjolnir crackling with divine fury. "We will sever the darkness that you cling to. You will answer for your treachery." With a roar, the battle erupted. Loki unleashed a torrent of shadows, but Thor and his warriors charged, their hearts beating as one. Eirik fought valiantly, recalling the lessons learned amidst doubt and despair. "For Asgard," he shouted, striking against the encroaching darkness. The chamber shook, echoes of battle resonating through the icy walls as they clashed against Loki's chaos. Mjolnir lit up the shadows, illuminating the unwavering resolve of the Asgardians against the trickster's malevolence. "Can you not see?" Loki laughed, frustration intertwining with madness. "Your bonds will turn to ash. Your hope is—" As the icy winds howled through the lair of Loki, the clash of wills erupted like a chorus of thunder. Thor stood at the forefront, Mjolnir gleaming in his grip, pulsating with the energy of a storm unleashed. His heart raced as he faced the trickster god, whose laughter echoed like a sinister hymn, spiraling into the shadows that flickered around him. "Fools, you think you can extinguish the chaos that courses through the veins of every god?" Loki sneered, raising the shattered remnants of the heart of winter. His cold energy crackled through the air, surging with dark magic that twisted like serpents, eager to ensnare the warriors of Asgard. Thor's eyes blazed with fury. "We are not mere pawns in your grand game, Loki. We will shatter the bonds of your treachery, and you will pay for what you've done." The very ground trembled beneath their feet, the walls of the lair pulsating with dark magic. As Thor charged, he could feel the unity of his warriors at his back, a tide of courage and determination that surged forward, ready to confront the chaos that had threatened to tear them apart. "Onward, my brothers and sisters!" Thor roared, leading the charge. "For honor, for Asgard!" His voice rose above the chaos, a clarion call that ignited the hearts of his warriors. Together, they surged toward Loki, who stood enveloped in shadows, his eyes glinting with malice. The battle erupted in a tempest of fury and light. Loki unleashed a torrential wave of shadows, tendrils snaking toward the warriors, seeking to ensnare them in despair. But Thor raised Mjolnir high, calling forth the storm. "By the might of the thunder, I defy you." Lightning crackled from the hammer, illuminating the darkness and incinerating the tendrils as they curled around him. "Is this all you have?" Loki taunted, twisting his wrist to summon forth more shadows, a chaotic storm of dark energy that coiled and writhed, seeking to overwhelm the Asgardians. "You cannot hope to extinguish my power." As the shadows writhed and contorted, Eirik stepped forward, his heart pounding within his chest. "I will not yield to your darkness," he shouted, drawing strength from the unity forged in their trials. He swung his sword, a gleaming arc of silver, cleaving through the shadows that sought to clutch at him. "Together!" Thor urged, rallying his warriors. "We are stronger than his chaos. We shall forge a beacon of light against this darkness." The warriors responded with a symphony of battle cries, their voices rising together, a chorus that resonated through the frozen chamber. They struck as one, weapons gleaming, hearts ignited by the fire of their shared purpose. Eirik, emboldened by Thor's words, fought with newfound ferocity, cutting through the shadows like a beacon of hope. "I will not falter," he shouted, parrying a strike from a dark creature that emerged from the shadows, a reflection of his own doubts and fears. "For Asgard!" He swung his sword, severing the shadowy tendrils that sought to envelop him. Amidst the chaos, Loki's frustration mounted. "You think your strength lies in numbers," he spat, unleashing a tempest of ice that crackled through the chamber. "I shall drown your spirits in despair." With a flick of his fingers, the shadows coalesced into monstrous forms, twisted versions of the warriors, their faces contorted by fear and betrayal. They lunged for Thor and his allies, embodying the very doubts that had plagued them. "Face your fears," one of the monstrous forms hissed, eyes glimmering with mockery. "What binds you together will soon shatter like glass." But Thor stood firm, drawing upon his inner strength, the power of Mjolnir thrumming in harmony with his heartbeat. "We face our fears together. We are forged in the fires of battle, and no shadow can extinguish our light." He swung Mjolnir, sending arcs of lightning crackling outward, illuminating the darkness and dispersing the vile creatures. The warriors fought valiantly, their swords flashing as they clashed against the dark reflections of their fears. Eirik, feeling the weight of his journey, charged at the creature that embodied his doubts. "I am more than my fears," he shouted, his voice a beacon that cut through the haze. "I fight for honor, for my brothers and sisters." With a powerful strike, he severed the shadow's form, watching as it dissipated into mist. The darkness receded, revealing the true forms of his comrades, their faces alight with determination. "Together we shall overcome." Eirik called, and the warriors rallied, pushing forward against the tide of shadows, their spirits refusing to bend. Amidst the swirling chaos, Thor focused on Loki, who was near-twisted into a mask of desperation. "You cannot win this battle, brother. Your chaos becomes your undoing." Thor shouted, charging forward with Mjolnir poised to strike. But Loki summoned the remnants of the heart of winter, his energy surging in response to his call. "I am chaos incarnate," he bellowed, raising the heart high. "Feel its power!" The chamber shook with a fierce intensity as the heart pulsed, unleashing a wave of frigid energy that surged forth, threatening to freeze the warriors in their tracks. Thor felt the cold seep into his bones, but he fought against it, drawing upon the warmth of his comrades standing shoulder to shoulder beside him. "Do not falter," Thor roared, summoning the storm within him. "For every icy tendril that seeks to bind us, we will unleash the fire of our unity." Lightning surged from Mjolnir, colliding with a wave of cold, a titanic clash of forces that lit up the icy chamber like a supernova. The shockwave sent ripples through the air, scattering shadows and forcing Loki back, a flicker of surprise flashing across his face. "Impossible!" Loki gasped, his grip on the heart faltering as he staggered backward. He gazed upon the warriors of Asgard, united and unwavering. You cannot be this strong, it is not possible. We are stronger than you can imagine, Loki. Thor declared, his voice booming with authority. You have underestimated the bonds we share, the honor that unites us. With a primal roar, Thor charged forward and Mjolnir raised high. The storm raged around him, the wind swirling with his fury, and he struck a devastating blow against Loki, channeling the full force of the tempest into the trickster god. As the lightning struck, the heart of winter shattered, sending shards of ice flying through the chamber like shooting stars. Loki screamed, his form flickering as the power of chaos unraveled around him. No, this cannot be, he howled, grasping at the remnants of his power, but the shadows that had once flowed at his command now turned against him, dissolving into nothingness. Thor stood victorious, chest heaving, feeling the weight of destiny shift. You shall never wield chaos in the face of unity again, he declared, his voice echoing through the chamber as the echoes of their battle faded. Yet, even as Loki began to dissipate into the shadows, his voice lingered, a haunting whisper that chilled the air. You may have won this battle, brother, but chaos will always find a way. We are destined to dance in this cycle forever. And with that, Loki vanished into the ether, leaving only the lingering chill of his presence behind. As the dust settled, Thor turned to his warriors, their faces illuminated by the fading storm. Together, we have faced the darkness and emerged victorious, he proclaimed, raising Mjolnir high as the last remnants of cold energy dissipated. Let this be a reminder that we are stronger together than apart, and no shadow can extinguish the light of Asgard. The warriors erupted in cheers, their voices merging into a harmonious celebration that echoed through the icy lair. They embraced one another, their hearts alight with triumph, the bonds of brotherhood forged even stronger through the trials they had faced. Eirik, his spirit alight with newfound courage, approached Thor. Thank you, my god. I could not have done this without your guidance. You showed me the strength within myself that I did not know existed. Thor placed a hand on Eirik's shoulder, pride swelling in his heart. You have proven your worth not just to me, but to all of Asgard. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but the will to rise above it. As they began their journey back through the lair, the warriors stepped into the light of a new dawn, leaving behind the shadows of chaos. The storm clouds faded, and the sun broke through, illuminating the path before them, a path forged in unity, courage, and honor. We will return to Asgard as a symbol of strength, Thor declared, leading his warriors forward. Let us etch our names into the stars, so that the tales of our bravery may inspire generations to come. Together, they stepped into the sunlight, their hearts alight with hope, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The saga of Thor and his warriors was far from over, but they would meet it head-on, united in purpose and spirit.